Hey everyone, welcome back to week 3 of our series Dig Deep. All month long we are talking about wisdom. Wisdom is finding out what you should do and doing it. In today's story, we will learn how important it is to stop and think when we have decisions to make. I'll see you in just a bit.
The Bible. It's 66 books of history, stories, letters, and poetry that fit together to form God's one big story. The epic adventure of how He created us and loves us so much that He made a way to rescue us. As we travel through the Bible, from Genesis to Revelation, we discover people who met God and found their lives changed forever. Now, for an amazing story. Inspired by the book of Proverbs, chapter 22, verse 3.
When Solomon became king as a young man, he asked God for one thing: wisdom. And God made him one of the wisest men in the world. Years later, many of Solomon's wise sayings were collected and written down in the book of Proverbs. Check out these wise words in Proverbs 22:3.
Wise people see danger and go to a safe place, but childish people keep going and suffer for it.
There's a lot to discover in these few short lines. First of all, it's important to remember to take time in your day to stop. Oops! It's easy to get so distracted that you don't stop to take a breath and pay attention to what's going on around you. Second step, think. Look around you, look ahead. Do you see danger? Ask yourself, if I keep doing what I'm doing, what's going to happen? If I say the first thing that pops into my head and talk back to my mom, well, that might just lead to a week of no screen time. If I keep playing this video game and playing instead of studying, I might bomb the test. If I ignore the sign that says playground closed for repairs, that could mean a trip to urgent care. God doesn't tell us the future, but He has given us the common sense to think through what is most likely to happen right now based on what's going on around us. Oh, which brings us to our third step. Act. Once you've taken time to stop and think it through, it's time to make your move. Maybe you realize the safe place in this case is to hold your tongue and say, "Yes, ma'am." Maybe your safe place is setting a timer for only 5 more minutes of game time before you study. Maybe your safe place is to walk right past that closed down playground, no matter how cool it looks. Foolish people barrel ahead without pausing to think. Wisdom stops, thinks, then acts. From the very beginning, God designed people with the ability to think and act according to His wisdom. And that's still true for each one of us today. So don't forget to stop, think, and then act. And as Solomon reminds us, wise people see danger and go to their safe place. But childish people, they keep going and suffer for it.
Listen to what King Solomon once said. Wise people see danger and go to a safe place, but childish people keep going and suffer for it. Danger can come in all shapes and sizes. And I'm not just talking about physical danger. Danger can be a suspicious looking website. It could be a friend that you hang out with. It could be a temptation to break a rule. And you may not have a sign to warn you when there's danger coming your way. But let's be honest, we should know when danger is coming around, or at least know when something seems dangerous. And that's your cue to try something different. Avoid danger altogether. Or it's your cue to find out some more information. When you want to do something that might be dangerous, or if someone is trying to get you to do something dangerous, don't just keep going without thinking about the consequences. Stop and think about what Jesus would do. Or talk to someone who is wiser than you that might save you from some trouble. The one thing to remember today is this: think before you act. Look for the warning signs and avoid the danger. Take some time this week to talk to God. Thank Him for all that He continues to do in your life and continue to seek Him for wisdom. Thanks very much for hanging out with us today. We will see you next time.
Hey friends, here's our memory verse of the month. If any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. James 1:5. Remember to practice your memory verse every day as we continue to hide God's words in our hearts. We can't wait to see you next week.